Hey, how are you doing? My name is Joe Markman, and welcome back to our 5th edition of Milfoil Monday. This is where we go over an invasive or a native plant. We talk to you about its characteristics, its origin, where is it from, how to deal with it, where does it grow, how does it grow, and of course my favorite segment, can it be bottom barriered? This week, what we're going over is called the large leaf pondweed, and it is, surprise, a native plant. The first native plant we're going over. The large leaf pondweed is native to 40 out of the 50 states in North America, and it's actually particularly native in Washington, meaning we have a ton of it here, especially in the northeastern part of the state and on the western half. So what are the characteristics of the large leaf pondweed? So the leaves vary in size, and they tend to be a lot bigger than other types of pondweed, hence the name. They also tend to have more veins on the leaf than other types of pondweeds as well. They have two types of leaves, which makes it different, and is actually its defining characteristic to really tell it apart from other types of pondweeds. First, we'll start with the submerged leaf. The submerged leaf is bright to dark green. It's curved inward like a banana, and it also has wavy ridges. They tend to decay late in the season, so think August, September, October. That's when they start to decay, and it's actually this part of the year where it is particularly hard to identify because it is one of the only ones also with submerged leaf. So when those decay, people do tend to confuse it for other types of pondweed, which makes IDing hard to nay impossible. The second type of leaf in the large leaf pondweed is a floating leaf. Now this is what makes it, this leaf is most similar to other plants. Again, the floating part has more veins than the other pondweeds, but it does have a floating leaf. These tend to be opaque, leathery, and oval shaped. Picture right here. The floating leaves do also tend to get swiped, and they can get grabbed by boats, birds, other things, or really eaten by birds, and so they can be absent from the plant. Again, the submerged leaf is what's the defining factor of this plant, so that's not really an issue if they're gone, but they do have these large floating leaves. Now, other characteristics about this plant involve a rhizome. It does have a fibrous rhizome. It's actually a lot smaller than other ones. So instead of, like we talked about 2 weeks ago with the fragrant water lily, instead of there being these tuberous roots that intertwine, it is these thin fiber-looking roots, photo here again, and they do intertwine, but they are smaller and more shallow. The last characteristic about this plant is it is also a perennial, so the same plant can live for multiple years. All right, and now for, as you know, my favorite segment, can it be bottom barred? And the answer is, yes it can, but should you? That's always the question you should ask yourself. No, you should not bottom bury this plant. It's part of a healthy ecosystem, and without it, you know, your birds and your fish would have A, no food, and B, no place to really live. So it's one of those things where you can help mitigate it if it does overgrow, but it tends to self-regulate. So yes, you can bottom barrier it, and that's because of the rhizome layer. You would block it from the sun, you would kill the rhizome, but should you? No, you really shouldn't. Hey, well, thanks again for turning into another Milfoil Monday. My name is Joe Markman. I work for the Milfoil King, which is a Lake Defense Force company. Again, one more time, the plant is the large leaf pondweed. If you have it, it means your lake's healthy. You can mitigate a little bit of it, but at the same time, it means you're good to go and your lake is healthy. We want to wish you a milfoil-free Monday. Get on out there and enjoy those fresh bodies of water.